Hello, and this is Cardfight Crazy, and I'm Dom, bringing you deck profile today on my Ancient Dragons. And I start with the start, Ancient Dragon Baby Bird. He's a Forerunner. When he's placed into the drop zone during my turn, due to an effect, I choose two rares and give him plus 3k each. I use him because I have generally a Tyrannoquake and Dino Crowds in the front, so he gets plus 3. So my regards are swinging for generally 12 to 14, depending on what's on the front. And I just like him as a general starter. On the triggers, we run 4 draw triggers. And I do enjoy these. I did run 4 stand. I ran Dodo Bird, but due to tournaments and such and other play, I just couldn't play the stands anymore, so I'm back to 4 draw. On to crits. 4 Ancient Dragon Flame Maidens, along with 4 Ancient Dragon Dino. I play the new art because I like it way better. It shows off more Dino's art. And his skill is when you throw him into the soul and countercharge 1, as long as you have an Ancient Dragon. And then, of course, the standard 4 heal. Ancient Dragon Ortho Healer. Because, 4 heal, pretty important. 1 copy of Ancient Dragon Gatling Garl. Much different from my old deck where I used to run 4, now he's just a 1-off. His skill is when choose one of your regards on target, he gets plus 3k, plus 5k, sorry, when he attacks. On to the most important grade 1 in the deck. 4 copies of Ancient Dragon, Vanguard. He is literally the backbone of the deck. When you play him, you have all your potential when you go to use your grade 2 skills. Like Dino Crowd, you retire him, and then you counterblast 1, bring him back wherever you want. Same thing when you break out of a Spawner Driver, which I'll get into later. But he is, I'd say, also one of the most important cards in the deck. 4 copies of Ancient Dragon Auto Tank. He's also pretty important, so when his skill is I Soul Blast 1, when he's put into the drop zone, I countercharge 1 and then give a unit plus 4k until the end of turn. He helps with countercharging because this deck doesn't have a lot of it. And we do blow through a lot. And lastly for grade 1s, 4 Ancient Dragon Paraswalls, the PG. Pretty standard, nothing too special about it. Moving on to grade 2s, we play 4 Ancient Dragon Dino Crowd. He's a pretty heavy hitter too. When he attacks, he retires one of your Ancient Dragon regards, retire it, he gets plus 5k, turns him into 14 before triggers, and then after triggers you can make him bigger with a booster. He'll be hitting for 21 by himself. 4 of Ancient Dragon Tyrannoquake, the Legion Mate. His skill is when he's put into rearguard, counterblast 1, and return into the rearguard circle. He's also pretty important for the Legion and for multiple attacks in a turn. Thank you, Sirens, for the nice background noise. 4 copies of Ancient Dragon Helium Pike. He's a new addition, actually. I used to run some different grade 2s, but I put him in now because he's a Generation Break 1. Soul Blast 1 card with Ancient Dragon, its card name. When he's put into the drop zone during my turn, I can Soul Blast, call him to rearguard, and gets plus 5,000 to the end of turn. So he's also, when I use my strides, I kill off him, Soul Blast, call him back as a 14, and then if I have to use another skill, call him back again, I'll come back as another 14. So it'll help with my multi-attacks, replacing taking up the stands and putting in things like that. On to grade 3s. Pretty standard Break Ride, Ancient Dragon Spawner Driver, 4 copies. His skill, when I have Limit Break 4, break right on top of him, my Vanguard gets plus 10k in a crit, and I draw 2 cards. And when he's tagged by himself, he gets plus 2k if I have more rearguards than my opponent does. And on to one of my favorite grade 3s, 4 copies of Ancient Dragon Tyrannoquake. This is the Legion. So when he legions, his Legion Mate is, of course, Tyranno-Bite, but when he attacks, I can sack one of my rearguards, it gets plus 5k, and if I sack either him or a Tyranno-Bite in the rearguard, he gets plus 5k in a crit. So he gets plus 10k in a crit. So he swings for some pretty big numbers. I do enjoy 45 triple crit on the Break Ride turn. Unfortunately, most of the time it runs into a PG, but When my opponent doesn't have it, I really do enjoy, you know, swinging for 45 triple crit. Other than that, I go into my strides, which I'll get into right now. I play 4 copies of Destruction Tyrant, Arc Raider. He's a pretty basic stride, you know, he's usually the first one, so his skill is on hit. When he attacks, retire all my rear guards, and then if he hits, he gains +5. With retire, he gains +5k, and if he hits, I would choose one of my opponent's rear guards and retire it. So he's generally the first stride. I do enjoy him. Moving on to Super Ancient Dragon, Burner Gyron. His skill, when he strides, I retire, and I counterblast 1. Actually, I'm not going to do that often. Choose counterblast 1 and choose one of your rear guards with Ancient Dragon's card name until the end of the turn. It gets, when it's retired from rear guard, return it to your hand. And then choose one of your rear guards with Ancient Dragon's card name. When he attacks, he gains +10k. So he comes to 26 by himself. And of course, I can counterblast and call the card back to my hand if I want it back instead. So he's pretty okay too. He's not great, but he's an option. Then we move on to the heavy hitter of the strides. 4 copies of Super Ancient Dragon, Pearly Titan. Now, his skill is upon stride, when he strides, I choose one of my rear guards, one of my opponents, and he gains that combined power. And if he gains over 20,000, he also gains a critical. So I'd say he's probably my favorite stride for the deck, just because of the sheer power. And he's also a really good card, so I do enjoy Pearly Titan. Moving on to G guards, I play 2 Iron Armored Chancellor, Dynamox, Dynopholex. I just call him Iron Chancellor for short. He's a G guard, you know, pretty standard. Drop a heal, call him to Guardian Circle, and if I have 4 or less rear guards equal to or less than my opponent, he gains +5,000 shields. So he's a 20k G guard. He's pretty good. I play 2 of. And then, of course, I play 2 of the newer G guard. Cliff Authority. Oh god, what is your actual name? Cliff Authority Retainer, Blockhead Ganga. When he's placed in Guardian Circle, I may choose to retire some cards, and if I do, he gains +10,000 shield. Also, I can give 2 of my rear guards. When they're retired, they go back to hand. So he's pretty good too. I do enjoy Ganga since he comes with 25,000 shield. And that's about it for the deck. I've been playing it, and I've been playing Tachikaze since I started the game. I love the evolution they've gotten. And also it's back to Baby Bird and Ancient Dragons. Once Legionnaire hit, I fell in love with the deck more. So, you know, this is my favorite deck out of everything I play. And that's my Tachikaze deck profile.